So let's get into Jacqueline and Shalon. When I saw the video that Jaguar Wright and Toni did, they mentioned a lot of people in that video. K. Michelle being one of them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Jaguar Wright don't know K. Michelle. Okay? And I'm going to call her K. Michelle because that's what other people call her. She do not know her at all. People that really know K call her K. I know K. Michelle. I went to school with her. Okay? Jacqueline, you're way older than K. Michelle. Let's be very clear about that. Let's be very clear about what you said about her relationship with Robert. Okay? She did not have a sexual relationship with Robert. Okay? Since we calling first names, that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to call everybody by their first name. Okay? Because when Jaguar Wright called people by their government name, she comes off as if she really know them. Just because you call someone by their government name doesn't mean you know them. Okay? I went to school with that girl. Everything that you said about her is a lie. Your deceased son and you did not roast K. Michelle. Y'all got embarrassed online. I was there on Instagram and Twitter. I saw that. Okay? And she didn't even know you when you came at her. She didn't know anything about Jaguar Wright. She had to Google her. And when she Googled her, she wasn't impressed. Your Wikipedia is trash, Jaguar Wright. Okay? Let's be very clear. We have two old bitter bitches that sit online and talk about people. And neither one of them have no room to talk about anybody. Both of them homeless. Neither one of them have accomplished anything in life that can even compare to the people that they talk about. Jaguar Wright, you had a failed career. Okay? You cannot stand beside K. Michelle on her worst day. She looks better than you. Regardless of what she's going through with all the surgeries, she still looks better than you. Her finances are better than yours. You talking about can she afford the surgeries? Yes, she's correcting it. Unlike you, who can barely afford a $20 meal. Okay? The world saw that. Her voice is better than yours. Her music is better than yours. Her catalog is better than yours. You don't have not one hit song versus her who has several. Okay? Baby, your life is in such shambles. You're homeless. But you can find time to sit on the internet and talk about everybody else who's doing better than you, whose career surpassed yours a long time ago. You stated that you can get on stage in a sweatsuit and some lip gloss and get a husband. Well, let's talk about husbands. K. Michelle is not married, but she's in a relationship with a doctor. Let's be very clear, okay? Versus you, who has a husband with no job. You have a husband who's okay with being homeless with you and the dog. You spoke about children. You shouldn't talk about nobody kids. Okay? You're riding around homeless with your dead son's body in an urn. Your other son doesn't have a relationship with you. There's no excuses for that. He's grown. If you was a good parent, a stable parent who instilled good morals and values in him, that boy would have reached out to you a long time ago. Okay? Let's be very clear. K. Michelle doesn't have children. She has a child. The surrogate thing was good for TV. That lady don't even want any more kids. Okay? And Toni, let's talk about you. You thought that was funny. You was doing jumping jacks. You don't even have a relationship with your child. As a matter of fact, your child has had more work done than K. Michelle. Black China went so far with it, she changed the color of her skin. Toni, you're trash. Just like Jaguar Wright. Both of you can be read from head to toe. Both of you are very unattractive women. Jaguar Wright, you look like a man. So I'm going to leave that right there. Toni, you're hideous in the face. Both of you are overweight. Y'all ain't got no room to talk about nobody. Toni, you got gingivitis and a whole lot of other wrong things going on in your mouth. The gap, oh my God. You ain't got no oxygen flowing through your mouth. The inside of your lips are so black. Baby, that's a medical condition. And not only that, you're a drug addict. So I don't need nobody coming on here talking about weed is legal. This bitch ain't got no cancer. She smokes weed for recreational purposes. She's a drug addict. She smokes weed every day. Neither one of them have room to talk about anybody. They don't have nothing going on in their lives at all. Nothing positive or constructive or productive. All they do is jump online and talk about everybody who's doing better than them. That's what they do for a living. Toni been writing a book for umpteen years now. And she always talk about this person and that person can't read. They ain't read. Girl, you ain't read nothing but some comments on the internet. You're not articulate. You're illiterate. Toni. And your fashion. Oh my God. Girl, you shop at the thrift store. All that makeup she put on. When she get done, it still looks trashy. She still look like a bum. And Jaguar Wright, girl, you still look like a bum. With everything you put on. Your whole wardrobe is bummy. Jacqueline, when you speak on Kay's relationship with Robert, you sound like Gayle King when she was sitting there in front of Lisa Leslie trying to speak about Lisa Leslie's relationship with Kobe Bryant. You don't know anything. They have a friendship and it was genuine. Nothing more and nothing less. Everybody ain't been violated, baby. And it's funny to me how you call yourself an advocate for people who have been violated. But yet, you did your first YouTube interview and stated that you were a pimp. And not only that, you linked up with another YouTuber who looks very sick and anorexic, talking about teaching women how to be prostitutes, dominatrix classes. What the fuck is that? Baby, how can you teach women to sell their body, but turn around and preach against sexual violence? It don't mix. Make it make sense. Toni live in a hotel. Jaguar Wright live in a car. Now, with that being said, what can either one of them say about anybody else? They online during that whole live of them ranting about people who are clearly doing better than them, begging for cash apps. Jaguar Wright, your Wikipedia is embarrassing. The last thing Wikipedia said about you took me out. Baby girl, I'm embarrassed for you. Girl, you sitting online talking about people, but you don't even shower every day. And let's talk about your pull-up game. Because you acting like you really doing something with that. Anybody can pull up to a city. It's levels to a pull-up, okay? You pulled up, but you didn't do nothing. All you did was roll past that woman's residence and put it on social media. That made you look bad too. You ain't pulling up and jumping out on nobody. You ain't throwing them hands. You ain't doing nothing. You pulling up to put on a show for the internet. All you doing is making some noise to put on the internet, and you have yet to realize that people are laughing at you. You're embarrassing yourself. And here's another fun fact about Kay's relationship with Robert. During the time that he was working with Kay, she was in a relationship. She was in a relationship with Memphis. But you wouldn't know that because you don't know her. You just running your mouth. Sitting online talking about you can put a sweatsuit and some lip gloss on and jump on stage and catch you a husband. Girl, what kind of husband? Look at the one you got. He's so trifling. When the dog peed on the tote, he got a towel that you all had in the trunk and got it up with his bare hand. No gloves, no nothing. That's trifling. Okay? That's the type of husband you got. Those are the type of men who you attract. And Toni, girl, don't nobody want you but a senior citizen. No successful men want y'all. Y'all unattractive, loud, and ignorant. Angry, bitter. Y'all have no morals or values. And while Toni was cheering Jaguar Wright on when she spoke about Kay and Robert's relationship, the funny thing about that is the fact that her daughter has been violated several times. And as a parent, she did nothing about it. As a teen, Black China was being violated. And her mammy didn't do nothing about it. But she can sit online and talk about what everybody else got going on, what everybody else need to do, could've, should've, all that. But her daughter sat on her reality show with a therapist and opened up to that man and told that man that she was violated. And she thought it was okay. But her mama didn't do anything about it. Jaguar Wright, you shouldn't speak on nobody's children at all. K. Michelle doesn't have children. She has a child. The surrogate thing was good for TV. She don't want no more kids. But let's talk about your kids. Since you want to talk about other people's kids. You got one son that's deceased. And you can't even provide for him in death. Let alone when he was living. You didn't provide a stable home for your children. You wasn't a good parent. You riding around with your son's dead body in a urine. Why did you get him cremated? Because normally black people don't do that unless they can't afford a good funeral and burial. Your living son doesn't have a relationship with you. There's no excuse for that. He's grown. He hasn't reached out to you. Why is that? You see, if you raised good kids and you instill good values and morals and parenting in them, you did right by them, can't nobody keep them from you. No matter what they do or what they say. Can't nobody keep you from your kids if your kids really love you. Maybe when he was young, when he was underage, he didn't have no control over what's going on. But he's an adult now, and he still hasn't reached out to you, baby girl. Why is that? Your life is so messed up and unstable, you can't even afford an apartment with a shelf to put your son's dead body on. You just riding around with him in a cup holder or a tote or the trunk. The last video before the video about K. Michelle that you did, Jaguar, right? Your husband was in the back seat trying to get some sleep. But the dog kept bothering him. He kept telling the dog, stop. That's what type of men you attract. Y'all sleeping in a car. And Toni, let's not forget how you got put out and left that lady's house. You left that lady's house so trashy. It was pathetic. You were so excited when you first got that house, and 6 months later you got put out. You were so excited you tried to do an internet cribs introduction to show everybody the house. We remember that too. Okay? But yet you don't want to be famous. Yes, you do. You riding your daughter's coattail. You want to be famous. Both of y'all want to be a part of the industry. Both of y'all are so dumb, y'all don't even know how to handle the industry. When they gave y'all a chance, y'all blew it. Toni, you're so ignorant. You couldn't even manage to work with an app, the Zeus app. They played you. You so dumb. And Zeus was so sick of you. When they got done with you, they sold the rights to all your work to We, a whole other network. And you don't have nothing. You don't get no residuals from that. You got two networks running your work, and you don't get paid nothing. Jaguar Wright, you so pathetic. You riding around city to city trying to get people to talk about Tasha K. Girl, you riding around talking to people about some damn water. If you really was suing her or attempting to sue her, bring her up on charges, whatever, you wouldn't be doing all that. Sitting up telling people you know the law. Girl, what part of the law is that, Jacqueline? And Shalon. Oh my God. Girl. You're a whole mess. Okay? You and Jacqueline are not advocating for real victims. You all contradict yourself a whole lot. You promoting sex. And so is Jaguar Wright. Here we have two bitches that like to sit on the internet and talk about sexual assault victims, but yet they promote sex. Jacqueline sitting on the internet with another ugly bitch trying to teach people how to sell their body. What part of the game is that? What's so positive about that? And here we have Shalon sitting on the internet, old as fuck, always shaking her ass and talking about a strip club. What part of good parenting is that? And she got grandkids. When I saw Jaguar Wright and the ugly bitch sitting online trying to teach people how to sell their body, I said to myself, who buying this bitch? This bitch is ugly. This bitch look like a monkey for real. She looked just like an ape in the face. And she anorexic. And Jacqueline and Shalon overweight. Imagine what that looks like with no clothes on. Oh, God. Jacqueline, you sit on the internet with a pick in your head and a cigarette in your mouth. Shalon, you sit on the internet rolling blunts, smoking blunts with a synthetic wig on and makeup that looks like a 2-year-old did it. All over your face. All wrong. Everything about y'all is just wrong. Jacqueline, you riding around with your son's dead body in a tote, in an urn. It is no longer an urn, it's a urine. That's what your dog think. Your dog pissed on your son because your son's body is in that tote. Okay? And you laughed about it. That's how pathetic you are. You thought it was funny. Shalon, you sit online and talk about your daughter like a dog. And your grandkids. I seen a video of you saying, fuck them kids. Them ain't none of my kids. But they your grandkids. Jacqueline, your life is so messed up. Your family abandoned you. Your family sat up with Tasha K and aired you out. People get into it with their family members all the time. But in most cases, people don't sit up and talk to total strangers about their loved ones like yours did. Tasha K couldn't have called now one of my family members talking about coming on her show and talk about me. They would have cussed her out. Shalon, you sit up and dog your daughter out so bad, it's pathetic. The type of influence that you had on your daughter is ridiculous. You was a stripper. Your daughter became a stripper. But she became a successful stripper. You, on the other hand, wasted a whole lot of time. The type of money you made being a stripper was only enough for another bag of weed and a sandwich. Jaguar Wright, you living from pillar to post. Toni, you living from checkout to checkout. Instead of being concerned about y'all self and trying to work on y'all life and better y'all self, y'all sitting online talking about everybody else who doing better than y'all. Riddle me this, Jacqueline. When you were a part of the industry and you saw all these horrible things happening to these innocent people, why you didn't say nothing then? Why you didn't speak up then? Why didn't you Captain Save somebody? Riddle me this, Shalon. If the industry is such a bad thing, why every time you turn around, you want to jump on a talk show? You did a reality show. If the industry was so bad, why did you want to benefit off of that? You jumped on Rob's and China's show as well. Why did you do that? If the industry is so negative and so bad, why do you want to be a part of that? When you got your first check from Zeus, you were so excited. You sat in that hotel room over there in the corner with the money, spread it all across the table with a hat on and a robe, with a blunt in your mouth, your feet propped up on the table like you was really big bang, like your money was long. And you right back where you started before you did that show. Shortly after that, you came down to the internet trying to expose Zeus, talking bad about Zeus, throwing your little Zeus t-shirt in the trash can. Oh yeah, we remember all of that, baby. You're pathetic. You're trash. If it don't benefit you, you mad. But when everything is going well, you cool. You ain't got nothing to say. Y'all so invested in other people's lives, y'all ain't even got no time to work on your own lives. The people that y'all talk about, they waking up in mansions and condos. Y'all waking up in cars and hotels. How does what they do have anything to do with y'all life? How does that affect y'all life? Because y'all life already fucked up. And truth be told, y'all did it to y'all self. They didn't do that. Them people don't care about y'all at all. It's a waste of time.